أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. This is the dua of Musa alayhi salam in Surah Taha, ayahs 25 through 28, where Musa alayhi salam asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, "O Allah, expand for me my chest and ease for me my tasks, and loosen the impediment on my tongue that they may understand me." Within this beautiful dua, the anxiety and the anguish of Musa alayhi salam is palpable. He has been given a huge task. He has this monumentous undertaking that has been asked by the Lord of the worlds, and he is scared. From a psychological standpoint, we understand how trauma begins to set into the mind of a person. We've come to understand that it is not just the event itself, but how the mind and the body respond to the event. After a tragic event in which one is scared or gets hurt, their body will go into a state of fight or flight, also known as survival mode. In some people, this state stays for a long time, and in some cases, a person's mind will push them into this state repeatedly, or even before the trying event happens, especially if this person has experienced tragedy or trauma in the past, which we know Musa alayhi salam absolutely did. The mind of such a person is much more likely to analyze and scrutinize every aspect of similar events, trying to prevent or protect themselves from harm happening to them again. In these ayat, Allah is showing us through the examples of a human being what to do in those moments. Those moments when your heart is racing and your mind is going at miles a minute and it can feel like the world is closing in. In that moment, you must breathe. You must ground yourself and connect with your body, and then immediately reestablish that trust, that sacred connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We must understand in those moments that whatever happens, Allah will be there to see us through. So connect yourself to Allah and fortify your heart with the remembrance of Allah. It is ayat like this which show the embodiment of how the prophets and the messengers lived Islam. And this can help us connect with and live with these du'at and ayat in our daily lives. One of the best ways to cement your relationship with Allah is to contemplate the Quran. Another ayah that I would like to connect with is the ayah of Ramadan, which is found in Surah Al-Baqarah, ayah 185, and can be translated in English as, "Ramadan was prescribed to you just as it was prescribed to those before you, so that you may attain taqwa." Let us reflect. Ramadan is prescribed to us. When do you usually need a prescription? Usually, it's in the time of sickness or a time of disease or malady when something is not as it should be. Ramadan is described as the month of the Quran, and the Quran has been described as a thing which restores life into the hearts of mankind. There's a beautiful hadith which I would like to end with. This hadith is narrated by Abdullah bin Umar, in which the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ says, "The hearts get rusted like iron that touches water." The Sahaba asked our Prophet ﷺ how to remove this rust and cure the hearts. The Prophet ﷺ responded and told them, "Remember death often and contemplate on the Quran." Ramadan is the month of the Quran, and the Quran is the book of healing. Tie your heart to this book, and God willing, inshallah, Allah will expand your chest and make easy your tasks, just as He did for Musa alayhi salam. Jazakallahu khairan. This has been your sister Yasmeen Khan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.